Man, get up here in the Zoloft to get your head right. Hi there. Welcome to the Zoloft. Now, as I've said before, talk about going from drinking the Kool-Aid to tasting the rainbow. Is there a rainbow flavored Kool-Aid? Oh, and by the way, the cult leader who served up that killer cocktail of Flavor Aid, was a Democrat named Jim Jones. So when liberals try to say that we conservatives have drank the Kool-Aid, we're like, nah, you got that backwards. Own it. And you liberals are all about the right to die anyway. The Jim Jones cult exercised their right to die. And now you liberals try to use that punch drinking event as a negative, even though these people were doing what you claim is a positive in exercising their right to die. Now that we've got that settled, let's move on to this thing about tasting the rainbow. In a show of so-called solidarity, tall structures from various parts of the world have been lit up in rainbow colors. You think Jim Jones led a big suicide massacre? Those waving the rainbow flag are actually members of the biggest suicide cult known to man. Pretty much everything that invites oppression and murder falls under this flag. If you're pro-socialism and collectivism and statism while ignoring the regimes who murdered millions and millions of people in the name of such ideals, chances are you stand under this flag. If you are not a respecter of God while ignoring the fact that these regime leaders who had your same ideals of collectivism were also not respecters of God, then chances are you stand under this flag. If you're thinking you're outraged because an unarmed black man with a record or has reacted violently towards a police officer was killed, while ignoring the fact that the black community commits more violent crimes and murder against themselves more than any ethnic group in America, then chances are you stand under this flag. Y'all don't really see the death that you guys invite, do you? That's why I call you a big suicide cult. Anyway, if you were born a male or a female and you want to murder what you were born as because you think of yourself as the other, and you want to force other people to accept your delusion, then chances are you stand under this flag. If you are one of those live and let live liberals while demanding the so-called right to deny a preborn kid's right to live, and if you're one of those coexist liberals while demanding a woman's so-called right to not coexist with the kid in her womb, in effect denying a kid's right to exist, then chances are you stand under this flag. If you demand that people forsake the first right of the First Amendment, that being freedom of religious exercise, so as to submit to the lifestyle that disregards nature's ordinance, then chances are you stand under this flag. Because when you try to remove God, you remove life. And the only thing that fills its place is death. Y'all don't really see the death that you guys invite, do you? That's why I call you a big suicide cult. And the godless have murdered far more people than Christians have killed them, protecting other people from the godless. Y'all, when God let Noah know that the rainbow is going to serve as a reminder that the earth would never be flooded over again, it wasn't just a promise to Noah. It was a reminder to God himself. Wait a minute, so if God is all-knowing, why would he need a reminder? Well, hello, that's why God is always in the know, because he's smart enough to put up reminders for himself. And in this case, the rainbow was one big colorful post-it. And according to Genesis 9:14 through 17, which says, "Whenever I bring the clouds over the earth and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant with you and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters will never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it, and I will remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on earth." So God said to Noah, "This is the sign of the covenant I have established between me and all life on earth." The Bible is basically telling us this: the dynamics of weather are designed by God, and its auto-run distilling system hydrates the earth. But if God so wills it, he can override the weather program he designed and change it from its routine of hydration to judgment. And as the storm clouds gather over the wickedness man commits over the earth, that's God looking at our wicked behavior and saying, "I'm about to make it rain up in this burger." But then he sees the dynamic of the rainbow, which he put in place to be a reminder to him that he would never flood the world again. Y'all, the rainbow is a sign of God's mercy, but it should also serve as a sign to us of the wickedness that provoked the Lord to wrath and brought his judgment upon the wicked. And people today wave the rainbow flag in the face of his grace. Y'all don't really see the death that you guys invite, do you? That's why I call you a big suicide cult. Trying to make a mockery of the sign he shared with Noah. I don't know if they know that they're doing it or not, and I don't know if they'd even care. But some of them might get it though. That's why we do this. These flags that these people are trying to wave stands on a temple that wicked ideals fall under. The LGBT community wants to show solidarity with the Muslims. And the idea of Islam says to murder and terrorize people who are not Muslim. And in various places all over the world, people are lighting up structures with rainbow-colored lights. It really takes being like a rainbow in the dark to a whole nother level. Because these people really are in darkness, parading their rainbows. Well, hey, thank you so much, y'all, for coming to get your refill from the Zoloft. And if you're digging our sessions, I hope you'll visit my website, AlfonZoRachel.com, to see how you can support, so I can keep the supply coming. Is there a rainbow-flavored Kool-Aid?